In terms of missed opportunities from the Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy, few are more egregious and frustrating than Captain Phasma, at least for me. One of the best things about Star Wars is the inclusion of interesting side characters, specifically antagonists, that act as complements to the development of the main characters. Sure, Luke Skywalker has Darth Vader as his main rival and antagonist for the original trilogy, but Han Solo, if he has anyone, I guess, kind of has Boba Fett, a character with few lines and overall significance, but a lot of atmosphere and personality. And I mean, come on, the best character design. To the point of Boba being one of the most popular toys sold from the franchise, making him slowly become one of the biggest characters from said franchise. Even getting his own Disney Plus show, never mind that.
Like a panther. Yes?
We'll get to that one. Now, granted, Boba didn't exactly have the best send-off in Episode 6, but that's neither here nor there. So that being said, who is Captain Phasma in relation to this paradigm? Is she the Boba Fett of the sequel trilogy? Was she intended to be? Heck, Boba Fett's original design went through a few changes throughout its development, one of which had it going from being all white to being painted silver, so that when it had its paint damaged, viewers could more easily see its wear and tear, implying the dangerous battles Boba had been through. So, Phasma is chrome, almost like the silver design for what was, at one point, a suit for a special class of stormtrooper. There's many indicators that Phasma was supposed to succeed Boba Fett in the spiritual sense. What Phasma is, though, is nothing short of a complete disappointment and wasted opportunity of a character. Much like Boba Fett, Phasma was set up to be Finn's rival and central antagonist, being the former cutthroat First Order captain that once led Finn before he defected. And indeed, in The Last Jedi, Finn and Phasma do battle it out and to a degree settle their score. But for some reason, rather than keep her around till the end of the trilogy, making for a growing story of competition between Finn and Phasma, they kill her off in The Last Jedi, seemingly. After so much setup from Episode 7 where we see Phasma keeping Finn in line, and we firmly establish her role as a big power for the First Order, they get rid of her so haphazardly. What should have happened, at least in my opinion, is either have her return in Episode 9 with a vengeance, do some serious damage, like maybe kill off one of Finn's fellow rebel friends or something that we just see for that movie, and set up a more grand conclusion for the two characters. Or she shouldn't have even been fake killed off at the end of Episode 8 at all. She shouldn't have even fought Finn. There should have just been something done by Phasma to further the tension for setting up their final battle in Episode 9. Episode 8 could have actually taken more care to develop Phasma's character, maybe even imply or show bits of her past, leading the audience to understand how she became Captain Phasma. Perhaps that backstory could justify why she'd be so frustrated by a betrayal. Perhaps she was betrayed in her past, and that betrayal nearly got her killed or hurt. Maybe then the Empire sees her loyalty and spares her, leading her to joining them and rising the ranks. These are just basic suggestions without too many details, but I personally believe that little changes like this could have made for a more engaging story between Finn and Phasma, perhaps emphasizing why Finn is the good guy. That loyalty to an extreme is dangerous, and one should be critical of their own when they realize they are on the wrong side of a conflict. Beyond this role of being a foil for Finn and an ultimate challenge to overcome, Phasma also has another key element that makes her character a wasted opportunity. Her awesome character design. Much like Boba Fett, Captain Phasma is an aesthetically pleasing character. The chrome, the extra design accents that make her a more significant trooper, and her awesome voice modulator. She's got all the makings of an iconic villain to complement both Kylo Ren and to make for a satisfying antagonist for Finn to overcome. But because Rian Johnson decided to blow his load early in Episode 8, we as fans were robbed of Finn having a compelling narrative in Episode 9. And this is a common criticism of Episode 9. Finn and the other side characters have very little personally driven significance. Sure, they contribute to the overall plot, but they don't have personal character growth to go through as compared to the last two movies. If Phasma was allowed to survive and maybe even return with a vengeance, the battle between these two could have been much more incredible than what we got in The Rise of Skywalker. Finn could have got way more cheers from the audience and a better overall sense of character satisfaction than even Han Solo got by blindly bumping into Boba Fett. Captain Phasma could have been a way for the sequel trilogy to outdo the original trilogy, but instead it drifted right along the edge of greatness, but turned back around and went the opposite direction. It's unfortunate and ultimately doesn't make me want to see more of Phasma, as now, in the canon, she has very little that's compelling to offer audiences beyond her very cool aesthetic design. Great actor wasted, great character design wasted, and a huge opportunity spoiled by miscalculated writing direction and a lack of consistent vision from the producers. But hey, the fight from episode 8 is still pretty cool. Like, you kind of got to admit that. Like, this kind of rips, but yeah, anyway.